Overweight. Human beings are bound together by a shared truth that we all stumble, we all make mistakes, and we all sin in one form or another. Yet, the heart of morality does not lie only in the act itself, but in the intention that fuels it. The difference between a starving person stealing bread and a wealthy person stealing out of jealousy, or between someone who causes harm unknowingly or from a broken place versus one who inflicts it with malice, plotted intentional harm for years. And when any given moment they had the choice to change and reconsider, it this shows us how the weight of an action shifts depending on its root. Between necessity and desire. Picture a thief who takes a loaf of bread after days of hunger. The act breaks the law, yet it springs from desperation, the raw instinct to survive. Or consider someone sinning out of ignorance or from a brokenness born of their own wounds. These actions do not reveal hardened hearts, so much as they expose the failure of a society that could not provide healing or help. Now, contrast this with a wealthy thief who steals not from need but from greed, jealousy, or spite. Here, the act is darker, not survival, but corruption of character. The intention twists the act into something heavier, more poisonous. Between ignorance and willful evil. There is also a moral divide between mistakes made in ignorance and those chosen with full awareness. An error without ill intent may still cause pain, but its moral weight is lighter. It calls for responsibility to learn, to amend, to grow. But when harm is inflicted knowingly out of cruelty, envy, or hatred, it becomes something else. The wound deepens, not just because of the pain itself, but because of the betrayal of trust and the conscious violation of another's humanity. What's the common thread? Both the starving thief and the ignorant wrongdoer remind us of human frailty. Both the wealthy thief and the intentional aggressor reminds us of how much choice can be twisted into willful harm. Every human being carries the capacity for both weakness and willfulness, for both error and evil. We all falter. We all cross lines, knowingly or unknowingly. The difference lies in the weight of the act. In ignorance or desperation, it lightens it, inviting compassion and forgiveness. In willful evil, it deepens it, demanding accountability, justice, and reckoning, especially when it manifests as systemic corruption, exploitation, or covert persecution like gang stalking, where the suffering of innocence is sustained deliberately. In the end, we are not measured only by whether we fall, but by why we fell and how we rise again. Mistakes and sins are universal. Their gravity depends on the heart that birthed them. On persecution and the overweight of sin. One of life's cruelest paradoxes is how easily people condemn others while ignoring their own flaws. I'm guilty of that too. And none of us are exempt. We all participate in this to some degree. Yet, there is a deeper injustice when persecution is used as a mask. When the persecutor justifies their cruelty by scapegoating their own sins onto another. Persecution, wherein the act of harshly targeting, shaming, or punishing another becomes especially heavy when it is carried out by those who are themselves no less guilty, and often far worse. Like a starving thief may be dragged through shame by those who feast daily, and still through greed. Like a person who errs in ignorance may be mocked by another who deliberately harms in secret. Like the persecutor points the finger outward to avoid facing their own reflection. This is the mirror of hypocrisy. The wolves condemning the lambs, the corrupt condemning the broken, the guilty cloaking themselves in false righteousness.